Hey, we made it. Yes, we made it to this moment. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. My name's Hal Walker. This is This Moment in Music. We're here to celebrate the creative process. My guest tonight is Jayme Stone, truly one of my favorite musicians around, and it is an honor to have him. What a day it's been. I went viral last night on TikTok, 2 million views in 24 hours. And then this morning, there was a front page news article on the Record Courier. I'm mildly embarrassed. However, we got a show for you, This Moment in Music, special episode 42 with Jayme Stone. Let's get this thing started. Have fun, enjoy the show. See you in a minute. Bye-bye. Hey, hello. We've made it this far and there has not been a single technical flaw. Yes, this moment. Hey everybody, the Vesleys are here. The Vesley family is here. Yes. And Kim Rivers. Everyone leave a comment. I want to know who's here. Wow, Saturday night. Here we are. It's This Moment in Music, and it's a special night, a 1-hour episode. Normally the show happens on Wednesdays and Fridays at 11 a.m. But here we are for a laid-back Saturday night. That's an important part of the show, is the laid-back part, because I tend to be a little too nervous, so I just want to remind myself this is a laid-back musical exploration of the creative process, not a nervous musical exploration of the creative process. So anyway, it's been a huge 24 hours. I mean, let me just say a couple things about it. For instance, this morning, I woke up to this front page story. Where is the thing? Let's see. Where are the images? Oh, there they are. Oh, man, here's the Record Courier article. Kent Walker uses TikTok to share his unique music. I was quite nervous about this. Last night I went to bed thinking, oh, no. Am I going to be embarrassed tomorrow? You know how it is when a newspaper article comes and you never know what it's going to say. But this woman did a great job. I was so pleased. I was really quite pleased to wake up to this morning. The first thing I did is I went and bought a few copies and drove one over to my mom. And apparently my mom woke up to see this on the kitchen table, and then she texted me to let her know how happy she was. So that was one thing. And then last night I took about 40 seconds to create a new TikTok video, and in 24 hours it got 2 million views. I mean, this is incredible. So I'm going to play it for you guys. I'm going to play the uncut version. The cut version is only 20 seconds, but I'm going to play the 40-second version so you can see the full process. The full process from beginning to end. The whole process was 1 minute. Jayme Stone worked on his album for 4 years, and here he is today. But I worked on this TikTok for 40 seconds, and in 24 hours it got 2 million views. So everyone, have fun. Here it is, Hal Walker. Just so you know ahead of time, I store my can in a gun case, and the funny part of this TikTok is that I show everyone the gun case and I say, Remington rifle? Nah, melodious can. So here it is, everyone. The viral video, now it's up to 2.2 million views. Here we go. Remington rifle? No. Melodious can. Have a great weekend. And that's the whole thing. So everyone, I think we're going to bring our guest, our special guest of the night out. Thanks. Let's see who else is here. Cheryl Rich from Fredonia, New York. Welcome, Cheryl. Hello. And Janie Krimmer, thanks so much for showing up. We've got a nice crowd. Everyone, feel free to use the comment section freely, because we really want to connect with you. That's the most important thing. So everyone, I'm going to bring on Jayme Stone. This is a little introduction to his. Oh, by the way, let me just mention this. It's a great honor to have Jayme Stone on my show, because I just found out about him about a month ago, and I became one of his biggest fans. So I don't know if you know what that means, but I am a huge fan of Jayme Stone. Huge fan, and it's a great honor to have him here. And this is my introduction to him. And here we go.
Mouth the words you couldn't say. You'll be cured of all the things you forgot to pray. Mouth the words you couldn't say. You'll be cured of all the things you forgot to pray. Mouth the words you couldn't say. You'll be cured of all the things you forgot to pray.
Jayme Stone. Hey, buddy.
Hello. Good
Hey.
to be with you.
Good to be with you. Welcome. What are the words? Mouth the words you couldn't say.
You'll be cured of all the things you forgot to pray.
Nice. Can you tell us what that means?
Mm.
Does it mean something?
It means all kinds of things. It's poetry at the end of the day. This song is about a few things, but I was thinking in particular about maybe people know this idea in astrology of Saturn return. And that is every 30 years, Saturn is where it was in your constellation, as it were, when you were born. And it tends to pull on people in a way where people often have an experience of doing like a major reckoning, and in order to sort of revision what their life is going to be. For some people, it can be really beautiful. Other people, it's quite tumultuous, where they completely shift gears, do something brand new. Happened for me at 29. Happens again for people around age 60. And maybe as we live longer, there'll be another one at 90 that will get reported soon. But anyway, I was thinking about that experience in particular, about, looking at your life and thinking how you want to remake it. And
every 35
also,
years?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And also I was thinking about, how sometimes it's easier to whisper something to somebody that's hard to say, and almost like if you could just mouth the words, it would be easier to be honest in some circumstances.
Would you sing that for us in a cappella style?
Sure. I mean, I also have my guitar.
Just let's hear this a cappella version. Then we'll move on to the next thing.
All right. Yeah, mouth the words you couldn't say. You'll be cured of all the things you forgot to pray.
Nice. Yeah. Put you on the spot there. So I think I'd like to jump into some music. I've been listening to this track, and I just love it so much. Everyone, this is going to be an experience of just, if you have headphones, put on your headphones. If you're with your whole family gathered around the big screen, then put on your individual headphones, or just enjoy, put on your best speakers. Because Jayme and I have the advantage of having these headphones, and believe me, when I put headphones on and I put Jayme Stone music on, I begin to vibe. So just be aware that I might start vibing. And we're going to jump into one of my favorites, Awake. You ready for this, Jayme?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is it right here?
summer will circle, it's coming undone. August and after you won't feel the sun. I see you see me from up on the heights. You tell me everything's gonna be right. We wind it in circles, the questions entwine. What you would give me, I'd give it in kind. The trees are still ringing, I'm ringing your phone. All of these boys have to go it alone. You're lost, I'm lost, we're all the same. You say, I say, we say his name. A light, a light, a life is made. He's here, he's gone, don't let it fade. The salt dissolves, your eyes are clear. My hands, your hands, a single sphere. Awake, awake, the light has come. Unache, unache, the past is numb. You scatter your ashes on out at the break, and gather up all that you left in your wake. It's hard to just live in the air and the sea. With nowhere to land, you got nowhere to be. It's like you ain't left, but what's left is right here. So how come what's so far away feels so near? You told me to tell me to wait for your call. Been waiting on you ever since we were small. You're lost, I'm lost, we're all the same. You say, I say, we say his name. A light, a light, a life is made. He's here, he's gone, don't let it fade. The salt dissolves, your eyes are clear. My hands, your hands, a single sphere. Awake, awake, the light has come. Unache, unache, the past is numb. Fly west, change skies. Out on the western isles. Slow heel, try wait. Cry 700 miles. Clear seer, slow learn. 1,000 join this choir. You're lost, I'm lost, we're all the same. You say, I say, we say his name. A light, a light, a life is made. He's here, he's gone, don't let it fade. The salt dissolves, your eyes are clear. My hands, your hands, a single sphere. Awake, awake, the light has come. Unache, unache, the past is numb. You're lost, I'm lost, we're all the same. You say, I say, we say his name. A light, a light, a life is made. He's here, he's gone, don't let it fade. The salt dissolves, your eyes are clear. My hands, your hands, a single sphere. Awake, awake, the light has come. Unache, unache, the past is numb.
Jayme Stone, it's your brother. It's Thursday, and I'm just trying to get to
Yay. Well, let me just say that the thing that I love, I mean, so many, that song just brings me so many places. But right from the beginning, the rhythm of those opening lines, it's so exciting. It was so exciting to me, those opening lines. I wish I knew them. I wish I could say them because I want to say them. I want to be able to sing them right now. Could you teach me one of those lines? Like the
opening line is, summer will circle, it's coming undone.
Summer will circle, it's coming undone. What's the melody?
Yeah. Summer will circle, it's coming undone.
Summer will circle, it's coming undone. Everybody.
Yeah, it's a mouthful for sure.
It's great.
Yeah.
And give me one more. I love those lines.
August and after you won't feel the sun.
August and after you won't feel the sun. After you.
I was listening to a lot of triplet rap when
Uh-huh.
I wrote that.
What's the next line? Da, 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 da.
I see you see me from up on the heights.
Oh yeah. I love that. Now, Jayme, I know the whole story behind this whole album is a painful. I imagine is a very painful story. But that song, like at one point I'm just celebrating and I have my hands up, and at one point I'm just like broken down. Mm. What would you like to say about that song or anything?
Well, 3 years ago, this summer, my brother passed away very suddenly and unexpectedly. He's 4 years older than I. And, I got a call that he was in a coma, and I got on a plane like 3 hours later, and spent a few days before he actually passed. And it was a huge experience for me. We were very close, and he was such a huge, larger than life figure in my life and many other people's lives. He was a well-known Buddhist and yoga teacher, and had 4 kids, and it was just kind of stunning for all of us close to him to lose him in just an instant like that. But I started writing, of course, as I do. I make things out of things that happened to me. And so in the wake of his passing, I started writing this record and gave myself a lot of time and really wanted to move into a new sonic territory and have a whole new palette, instrument-wise and vibe-wise and lyrically and emotionally. Mm-hmm. And this was a song that I wrote on the first anniversary of his passing. I went out to a cabin by the Pacific near where he lived, and there was a piano there, and I just got entranced by those simple chords. Mm-hmm. And most of it came out really in one night. Mm-hmm. And I felt like different parts of the lyric are addressed to different people in his life and him. And that was one of the clearer songs about him. And not the whole record is about him, but it's really in a way about me, who I was and became and found myself to be in the wake of his passing.
Mm. Yeah. And then so that's the beginning of the process. Then at some point you add the bass clarinet, which is another of my favorite parts of that song. Anytime the bass clarinet shows up in a song, I celebrate.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good secret sound, because it does all the things that a good horn section would do, and yet it's able to sort of tuck itself into the fabric of the music in a really elegant way that I love.
Well, Jayme, could we hear a live song? We'd love to hear. The album. By the way, everyone, in case you didn't realize this, Jayme Stone just released an album like a few days ago. The title of it is Awake, and it is not only just an album, but it's a whole interactive, full body experience website. So hopefully, right after this show, everyone will go there, listen, and then do whatever they can to send Jayme Stone a little bit of money for thanks for the awesome experience.
And I dreamt up having a really immersive website. I'm someone who grew up listening to records and love records and really love, as I'm sure you do and many people listening to, that experience of putting on good headphones or sitting in front of glorious speakers and listening to music and poring over the liner notes and really getting absorbed in the visual world and reading lyrics and having a kind of immersive experience. And it's something that has been very much lost in the way that music is transmitted. And yet I actually feel like the screen on a computer or a phone is a beautiful medium, actually, with so many capabilities for bringing people into that visual immersive experience with music. And so when quarantine happened and I had to cancel my entire CD release tour, I thought, well, what's a way to bring people in a room, which is what you do when you go on tour. I should make a room on the internet that really like housed the record and gave people a deeper sense. And so I collaborated with an amazing artist and designer and web developer, and we created something that is quite wonderful to experience and explore, so that you can kind of listen and scroll, and there's videos and old, childhood Super 8 films and artwork from the record. I'm
well, my first experience of the album was so moving. It was a early, I don't know, June, some beautiful night in Ohio, and I sat on my front porch with my friend Kim, and we got out the iPad Pro, which does a really nice job. It has, stereo speakers and the whole, the big. I have a large screen, and we just both got immersed in the album, and it was really a very touching and moving experience to be in the summer and to have that. It will always feel like a summer album to me, but who knows? Winter is coming.
Totally. And it was somewhat happenstance in a way. I mean, I started writing it in summer. I came back to it over a few summers, and I mentioned summer a few times in the record. And then the timing of the release wasn't really designed around summer, but in the end, it all was synchronistic.
What season did your brother die in?
In summer, in July. Yeah.
So would you get that guitar and show us what the actual? What I was saying is the album is so beautifully produced. I was intrigued to hear the unplugged version, so I asked Jayme if he would play one of the songs unplugged.
This is Mouth of the Words.
Did you turn that reverb on?
Oh yeah. Good.
And I also liked the way you held the guitar up that one. That's nice.
River bends, taste the silt and make amends. Mouth the words you couldn't say. You'll be cured of all the things you forgot to pray. First reverse, change your course, cast the curse. There your eyes tumble, now you rise out your bed under Chiron's glow. Your sail is full, the harbor's past, you feel the pull. It's 10 below, you hardly speak, below. The islands swim out past the creek. But do you feel it all? High. Can you see it all? High. Are you free at all? High. Gonna feel it all? High. Strike a spark. Wrap your arms around the dark. Stars align, Saturn turns, redesign everything you ever learned. So keep it pinned to your back and feel the wind. Mind the hurt,
I couldn't stay. Fever burns everything you didn't say. Do you feel it all? High. Can you feel it all? High. Are you free at all? High. Gonna feel it all. Whew. Mouth the words you couldn't say. You'll be cured of all the things you forgot to pray. Mouth the words you couldn't say. You'll be cured of all the things you forgot to pray. Mouth the words you couldn't say. You'll be cured of all the things you forgot to pray.
Yeah. Jayme Stone unplugged. Unplugged through the little tube that is Skype.
Yep.
It did well. It did well for you. Nice. What's that line, cried 1,000 miles? That was in the earlier song, Awake, Awake, or cried. I love that one. But there was another line in this, Feel It All. Feel it all. Have you been feeling it all?
That. Oh, go ahead.
Have you been feeling it all?
Yeah, I have. There's a lot of stuff to feel these days on most every level of this life that we live. But yeah, I'm generally feeling pretty satisfied in this strange moment of quarantine time.
All right.
My family is kind of finding its footing with this doing school from home business, and I'm getting used to being home for the longest stretch that I've been home in 15 years, probably.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Jayme, you should turn off the reverb.
Yes.
Well, everyone, it's just about time for a commercial break. Are you all up for a commercial break? We gotta get a little moment from our sponsor. Could I hear from a few people? Put some comments in there. Let us know that you exist. The more commenting, the better. Oh yes, thanks, Ben. Just stunning. He is moved. All right, nice. Well, everyone, this is episode 42. I'm going to have courage and actually do this because I said I was going to do it. This is episode 42, and in 41 episodes, I have never actually mentioned the financial aspect of running this show. 41 episodes. It has never been mentioned. So I decided, all along I've had this little secret plan, right, Jayme? I've had this little secret plan that I would start a Patreon community. And my hope is that the people that have been enjoying this show, which what I hear is a nice handful of people, might consider joining the Patreon community. And this little advertisement is 4 minutes long. In Patreon, they say keep your advertisement to 2 minutes. But I felt like mine needed to be 4 minutes.
It'll be twice as good as the other ones, right?
It is twice as good. Believe it or not, it is twice as good. Let's hope that this pops right up. Everyone, here's my little advertisement. Thanks. This show is brought to you by the Hal Walker Patreon community. We'll be back in 4 minutes. Please enjoy and search your soul for whether this touches you. Yay! We made it. We made it to this moment.
Hey there, my name's Hal Walker, and I've been a musician my whole life. But something happened in 2020, and I have turned into a highly productive content creator on the internet. These days, I've been putting myself out in the world more than ever before, and I'm having a great time. If you're a fan of what I've been doing, I hope you'll watch the rest of this video. You might know me as Bamako. I'm one of the kings of wholesome content on TikTok. Day after day, since January 1st, I've been posting high quality, positive music content there, all in under a minute. You might know me as the guy who wrote Low Key Gliding, that satisfying melody I just played on the can. You know, Lucian sampled it and turned it into one of the hottest sounds of the summer. It's everywhere. It's amazing. You might know me as the guy who taught you to play the ancient hand whistle 10 years ago. Remember that video, How to Play the Ancient Hand Whistle? Or you might know me as the host of the 2 times a week live YouTube show called This Moment in Music with Hal Walker. It's a super fun, laid-back exploration of creativity, where every episode I host a different musician from around the world.
Gosh, wow, Nem, dude, that was awesome.
Oh, I'm glad it sounded decent.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Or you might be my mom or one of my sisters. Well, Mom, I'm here today to ask for your support of my work as an artist, a musician, and a curator of creativity. When the pandemic hit, I made a call to my friend Joel. I said, Joel, I'm starting a live show on YouTube. It's called This Moment in Music. Would you be my guest on Wednesday for episode number 1? Well, Joel said yes, and 40 episodes later, the show's going strong. And more than ever, I want to make this show lasting and sustainable, and I need your help. My first goal is to hire an assistant. My second goal is to be able to pay the awesome musicians that I have as guests. And that's where Patreon comes in. Patreon seems to be a natural fit for what I'm doing. It's a crowdfunding platform that enables fans to pay artists for their work on a monthly basis. Patrons get to support the content creators that they love. And the whole concept is based on building community. So let's build a little community around creativity. I'll be the organizer, and I'll do most of the work. But here's your role. There are 3 levels of support. For $3 a month, you're an official Bamako head. For $10 a month, you get to be a keeper of the moment. And for $50 a month, you become either a student or a sustainer. It's your choice. Now, I want to make clear that there's no pressure to support me in this way. If you're not in a position to help, I will continue to create content, and I hope that you will continue to enjoy the content. But if you have a few dollars to spare, and you've been enjoying my work, please consider joining the Hal Walker Patreon community. Thank you so much for all your support, and thanks for watching this video. Have a great day.
All right, that wasn't so bad.
Nice.
That wasn't so bad. It is rather a commitment to watch that thing. Like at about the 2-minute year mark, you're like, okay, we're still going. 2 more minutes.
Maybe that's why they say 2 minutes.
I know. I don't know what I would cut, though. I don't know what I would cut.
All the space between the words.
Yes. No, those are important spaces. Those are important silences. So, Jayme, this moment in music, here's a question I have for you. Would you tell us about a moment? This is when I'm directing a choir. I do a lot of choir directing, and we have breaks for what we call get to know you moments. And we go around the room, and each person shares a musical moment in their life. And the thing I love about this exercise is pretty much everyone has some musical moment that they can remember. Whether you're a musician or not, I'd like everyone in the audience, consider what is your musical moment, and you might even write it in the comments if it's just a sentence or two. But that's what I want to ask Jayme. Would you share with us? Would you think back and just share with us a musical moment?
Yeah, the first thing that comes to mind is, I'm going to say 8 years ago or some such thing, I went to the Omega Center in upstate New York, a little retreat center, and they hosted Bobby McFerrin and several of his longtime collaborators who do this circle singing practice. And I got to spend a week with Bobby, and it was absolutely incredible. It was kind of my introduction to finding my own voice and singing. And if people aren't familiar, people know him as the guy who sang "Don't Worry, Be Happy," but he actually never played that song again after it went viral, before going viral was even a thing. And he eventually came to this practice that's very much inspired by West African singing, where he will just improvise a little phrase, a little musical cell in a moment, and then he will teach it to who's ever around, and they will start repeating it, getting in a kind of trance. And then as soon as somebody else has it, he'll make up something else that goes with it, goes against it, turns it upside down. And he calls it circle songs, and they're entirely improvised. And eventually you have 5, 10, 500 people all singing these interlocking parts, and then Bobby will just improvise on top of it. And sometimes they will last for an hour. And that's largely what we did. And sometimes they would really go on. I remember there was one that was probably 90 minutes. We would venture out of the building, walk around. It would keep morphing. It would get silly. It would get moving. It would, and it was quite a beautiful experience to be with him and experience that way of making music that actually had a big influence on me beforehand and really set something. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Bobby McFerrin. I love that. I'm actually having a guest in the show, Gary Eckert, who was in the Bobby McFerrin choir.
Cool.
In a few weeks.
I'm sure he can tell you all about that process.
Yeah. Well, I'll share a musical moment, and then we'll listen to another track. I got my car fixed down at the Main Street Auto. I don't remember what was getting fixed, but I got it. And when I got the car back, there was a CD. There was a mysterious CD in the CD player. And all it said, it was written on it, said, "To Jayme." And I said, this is curious. So I started playing it. And within 2 tracks, I was crying. I was just bawling. And I ended up driving around with that CD in my car for about a week or a month, I don't remember. And every time I would turn it on, it was a mix. I didn't even know who the composer were. It was just "To Jayme." Oh, I think it was a woman spelling of Jayme.
Okay.
But anyway, and every time I turned it on, I would just start crying. I was going through a challenging time in my life, and it was like a religious experience. And interestingly, it was religious music. Now, I consider myself to be spiritual, not religious. But this was very explicitly religious music. And I was having a religious experience. Every time I turned that thing on, it would just touch my soul. And then, amazingly, eventually I decided that I needed to bring it back to the shop. And I brought it back to the shop, and I said, I found this CD in the CD player. It's not mine, but it must be one of your workers. And they said, "No, we would never put a CD. We would never put a CD in a car. We don't do that." And that's the end of the story. I have no idea where that CD came from. No idea. And
do you still have it?
I do, but I haven't gotten it out in a while. It's kind of, I don't really listen to CDs anymore. I always lose CDs, but it is somewhere. I got to break it out, and because it was an interesting time. I love that kind of cathartic crying with music inspires in me. So, hey, Jayme, speaking of cathartic crying, let's listen to one of your tracks. How about Brotherless?
Sure.
All right. Everyone, this is another one of my favorite tracks called Brotherless. Oh, by the way, I heard this on WKSU the other night. I was doing the dishes. They have a folk show called Folk Alley, and this came on.
Trouble me, your troubled mind. Trouble catches you every time. Suddenly, you're gone too soon. Homes fill your empty room.
Medicine. It's your life.
You ain't sure it's a working cure. Astral salt from far offshore. Burning bush, Signal Hill, rainbow sign, but a silent will. Book of change, book of acts. Your story's full of blurry facts. What you felt, we can only guess. The mountains hidden in hiddenness. Second sight, second sun, who'll watch over me now that you're gone? Citywide, hazel green, brotherless from here on in.
Yeah, brotherless from here on.
I just remembered that I had this little envelope of old photos of my brother and I, so I thought I would do a little music video.
Yes, I loved it. It was beautiful. Really nice. So would you show us would you show us one of you two and show us who's who?
Yeah. I'm the little one.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Was your brother a musician, by the way?
He wasn't, no.
Huh.
He really, really loved music. Yeah. But yeah, he never played. I think he always wished he could.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did you follow his spiritual teaching?
It's interesting. Like in relationship with him, it was something that we talked about and explored together. But I never went to any kind of like formal talk of his in that way. And I really didn't listen to his podcasts or that kind of thing until after he passed away.
Uh-huh.
Somehow it felt clear to relate to him as my brother and in the world we share than as a sort of spiritual teacher for me. But it was definitely a major point of connection between us.
Well, Jayme, what do you say we play a song together?
Yeah, it sounds good.
This is, everyone, just so you know, this is not something you get to hear every day. This is next level gimmickry. No, it's not a gimmick. It is sort of gimmicky, but we're going to sing a song together, and I'm going to do my best. Hey, what were the words? The my mind, my mother, how you walking?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can just join me on the second half of the verses.
Okay, I will. Everyone, we're doing a song called "That's All Right." Can you tell us a little bit about this song? Is this a traditional?
This is a traditional song that comes from Johns Island, South Carolina. It's still standing. It's not used now. It's just a historical building, but there is a church there called the Moving Star Hall, and it was actually like a lot of those community churches, it was a place of worship and gathering, but also kind of a community drop-in center and political organizing spot. They did a lot of work in the civil rights era out of that church. And Guy and Candy Carawan, who were folklorists, came and lived there in the early 1960s, and they ended up recording people in that community for a record called The Moving Star Hall that was released on Smithsonian Folkways, and I learned it from there.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. That's all right, that's all right, that's all right, that's all right. Since my soul has got a seat up in the kingdom, it's all right. Oh, mind my mother, how you walking along? Your feet are tired, but the road is long. Since my soul got a seat up in the kingdom, it's all right. That's all right, that's all right, that's all right. It's gonna be all right. Since my soul has got a seat up in the kingdom, that's all right. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. She was born. Since my soul got a seat up in the kingdom, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. It's gonna be all right. Since my soul has got a seat up in the kingdom, that's all right. Why don't you take one?
Here we go. Some say Peter, Some say Paul ain't gonna try it again, Jayme. That's all right.
Here we go.
Wanna be Peter. Some say Paul ain't but one God made us all. Since my soul got a seat up in the kingdom, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. It's gonna be all right. Since my soul got a seat up in the kingdom, that's all right.
One of these mornings and it won't be long. You look for me, I'll be gone. Since my soul's got a seat up in the kingdom, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. It's gonna be all right. Since my soul got a seat up in the kingdom, that's all right. Since my soul's got a seat up in the kingdom, that's all right.
All right. All right. Nice. Yeah. Hal Walker and Jayme Stone jamming through with a half-second delay.
Somehow, I imagine maybe that works somewhere
It works. It works on my end and their end. It's not working so well on your end, I'm imagining. But
it's kind of cool because I guess Skype somehow like mutes things while you're making sound.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the little silences, I hear like little snippets. It's almost like hearing the little sampled bits of someone playing. It's kind of cool.
Oh, speaking of those mysterious things, I hear every once in a while on the album, I hear that like a answering machine or the sound of your brother speaking. That's what I'm assuming it is anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a bit of that. I played this instrument a lot on the record called an OP1, and it's about this big, and it's a little micro synthesizer, drum machine, 4-track, and sampler. And it's kind of an amazing little instrument, and you can sample anything. So I would sometimes play banjo or guitar or sing into it, or I can play something in it like a voicemail that somebody left for me, or I could actually plug Pro Tools in and take the bass clarinet, and then all of a sudden I have whatever sound in the world I wanted, and I can pitch it up and down, and I can mess with it and turn it upside down and play it backwards, and then spit it out across the keyboard so I can then play anything that came my way back. And so I did a lot of that on the record. I would just sit there and find cool moments of something I or somebody else did on the record, and then I could kind of cut it all up and replay it.
Yeah.
It's a fun tool.
Well, Jayme, we have time for one more song, and then I always end the song. I end the show with a sing-along. And I think I want to play this last track, These Days. Is that a good one to end with?
Sure. It's rather long for some people.
Is it? Troubled About My Soul? Is that a better one?
Sure. Or you could play the first track.
Yeah. Let's play the Future Promise. That's a great way to end it. Let's do that.
That's a good send-off.
This is a good send-off, everyone. Future Promise. We got one more. Everyone, this has been such a treat. I hope that you've been having a nice listen. I hope your speakers are doing well tonight, hearing the bass clarinet. Janie, by the way, she says, tell us how to sign up for Patreon. You go to patreon.com/Hal Walker. And there's a nice page there that I just set up. It's got some nice pictures, and you push a few buttons, and then you join the group. And then you get special access. There are several special access features once you join. Thanks for asking, Janie. Everyone, Future Promise, what a great way to end the show. Let's listen to one more song, and then we'll wrap it up with a sing-along.
Future promise, settle it up right now. Future promise, settle it up right now. Future promise, settle it up right now. Future promise. Summer again already. We weren't even waiting. Summer again already. Roll up your sleeves, show me your brawn and beauty. Take this promise apart. Let's get carried away. Unstop your heart. Call it out so you know right now. Call it out till you know me now. Call it out so you know right now. Call it out till you know me now. Future promise. Settle it up right now. Future promise. Settle it up right now. Future promise. Settle it up right now. Future promise. It's always been summer, even when we weren't looking. Can we finally learn? Roll up our sleeves, see how we're thirsty and yearning. Take this promise apart. Let's get carried away. Unstop your heart. Call it so you know right now. Call it out till you know me now. Call it in so you know right now. Call it out till you know me now. Call it in so you know right now. Call it out till you know me now. Can't hear what you're trying to say, breaking up and breaking away. Can't hear what you're trying to say, breaking up and breaking away. Can't hear what you're trying to say, breaking up and breaking away. Can't hear what you're trying to say, breaking up and breaking away. Can't hear what you're trying to say.
Yes. I need the words in front of me so I can sing along. I did some of them, though.
You got it.
I'm getting close. But it's nice that website, all the words are right in front of you. That's the greatest thing.
I should let people know, all you need to do is know how to spell my name. Jayme is Jayme. And if you go to awake.jaymestone.com, that's this special website dedicated to this particular record.
Could you say that again? Awake?
Yeah, it's awake.jaymestone.com.
Yep. All right, here it is. It's up on the screen now.
And I should mention to people, too, that I decided to do something different, a little bit of an experiment. And because putting your music on streaming services, in effect, is like giving away your music for free, I figured I would actually preempt it and give away the record for free. So there's a download section on the website. You can download it and the liner notes and a lot more. And then there's a little donate section where people can actually donate directly. So if you go and listen to it on your favorite streaming service and feel like you wish you could tip the artist, you can.
Yes.
And it's rather simple and easy, and it's working. People are are doing it, which
That's
is amazing.
great. I love that. Free will offering. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, our show has come to an end. I'm going to say goodbye to Jayme, and then I'm going to sing our closing song. But Jayme, if you'd stay on for just a minute, I want to talk to you after the show.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Everyone, thanks so much for being here. By the way, Wednesday at 11 a.m. is my next guest. By the way, I have a couple interesting guests coming up. Wednesday is, actually, I'll let Jayme go, and then I'll tell you all. Jayme, I'll be right back.
All right.
Thank you. Hey, here we are. Here we are, just us. Everyone, thank you so much. This is my show next week. Sam, what's Sam's last name? I've got Sam coming on Wednesday. I can't think of his last name. He's from England. I met him on TikTok. Sarah Jebian on Friday. In a week and a half is Peter Amadon, one of my favorite composers, arrangers, an awesome educator, musician. And everyone, just so you know, every show always ends with a sing-along, and most people who are regulars of this show know the song, and they sing it in full harmony. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'll sing it once through so you can learn it, and then we'll sing it together. It goes, you've got a light inside you, go on your way in peace. That's right. So shine that light, the light inside you, go on your way in peace. The world is waiting in the hope of another day. She will carry you safely through the stumbles and the falls on your way. Just remember that I'm loving you and you're loving me. So as you go, won't you go on your way now in peace? You've got a light inside you, go on your way in peace. So shine that light, the light inside you, go on your way in peace. The world is waiting in the hope of another day. She will carry you safely through the stumbles and the falls on your way. Just remember that I'm loving you and you're loving me. So as you go, won't you go on your way now in peace? Kathy, thanks for being here. Cheryl, thanks for being here. Diana, Janie, everybody. Julie, I'm so glad you were here. Ben, thank you. Max, nice to see you. Kevin, thank you. Everyone have a great night. This Moment in Music every Wednesday and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. See you next time. Bye-bye.